Hey guys, this is David, and today I will be unboxing something that is very different from anything I've unboxed before because I've never done a Transformers unboxing. But today I have my very first figure from the first wave of Super7 Transformers Ultimates figures, and I'll be unboxing the character of Bombshell. I thought I would, go counterintuitively and start my unboxings for this series by going to the character I had the least interest in. In fact, it's a character that I actively dislike. It is Bombshell. He is one of the 3 Generation 1 Constructicons that haunted toy shelves for years. I remember as a kid seeing those 3 Decepticons, Kickback, Shrapnel, and Bombshell, on store shelves and at flea markets and at garage sales and in classified ads in toy magazines and things for cheap for years and years because nobody wanted them. I've never particularly liked Bombshell himself because, I don't know, I didn't like the voices for the Insecticons. I thought they were just kind of stupid. I didn't mind that Bombshell was part of Straxus's group on Cybertron in the Smelting Pool in the G1 comics. But, here he is. This is the box for Bombshell. He came out of that brown box that you saw me open up. They did a nice job here with these. I do like the purple etched foil like that's on these boxes from Super7. So this looks pretty nice so far, but I don't care about that because my boxes go in the trash. Well, rather the recycling, trash, recycling, whatever. All right, so the slipcover comes right off. It's a nice slipcover. All right, and here we have Bombshell here in the box. This is kind of a unique character in that Bombshell was made in G1 not just as an Insecticon transformer, but also in the Action Masters line of non-transforming figurines. So let me move him over here a little bit, move him across the screen. We can see the back of the box, which does show some, it says Action Masters and shows some tech specs. It doesn't give us a bio card or anything like that, but we all know who Bombshell is, so we don't really need that. Let's see here, there's some tape up here. Let me grab an X-Acto knife and hopefully not stab myself. If you haven't watched one of these reviews before, I'm half blind, so there's always the possibility I'm going to stab myself and bleed to death, but hopefully not in this video. But there's only one piece of tape to cut, and I cut it, so we seem to be safe. Alright, so let me open this up. Oh, this nice, like metallic, like plastic here. I like that. And let me pull this out. The box is just a box, but it's a nice box, and I like that slip cover. Good job, Super7. This does feel premium, as it ought to, because these non-transforming Transformers are, I think these retailed for $55 or something. I don't know if I'll be in for any series past this first one, but I did decide I wanted to get this one to give these a try. All right, so here is Bombshell in the box. You can see him with his accessories and with his homage to his Action Master like companion there. This is kind of taped up. It's got some twisty ties and things on it, so I'm going to cut away from this real fast to open this up all the way, and then I will talk about Bombshell a bit more. And we're back. Okay, it turns out that I probably did not need to cut away from this to unbox Bombshell because it turns out that there was only this one twisty tie and I think like one piece of tape holding him in the box, but I don't think you guys needed to see me blindly wrestle him and his accessories out of the packaging, so it's probably okay. Anyway, here is Bombshell. As you can see, he has a very clean, cel-shaded looking, like animated style paint job and design. He looks very blocky, which is true to his Action Master roots. He looks a lot like an Action Master. In fact, he's also missing his very like characteristic, like signature, like beetle-looking horn cannon thing that would be attached to his head. It's very distinctive. Anybody who knows G1 Bombshell is very familiar with it. But anyway, here is Bombshell in my hands, and I can move him around and see that he has a somewhat limited range of motion. This isn't a huge surprise because I've had other Ultimates figures from Super7 prior to Transformers. The blocky design means that we're not going to get like a full range of motion out of things like the shoulders. In fact, like, as you can see, they only move out about yay far, which isn't perfect, but, it is what it is. I thought his Decepticon logo on the front of him might be a sticker, but it feels like it's actually just, painted onto him, which is much, much preferable, especially on a $55 premium figure. Just like his Action Master self, we get a little companion for Bombshell, which is Needler, who is this scarab-looking backpack appendage thing. It's going to pop right on. Yep. You can just attach it to the back of Bombshell like so. I'm not going to be doing so because I think it's stupid. But, you know, you might really like Needler and you might want to do that. I don't want to do that. Needler is black and neon green. It doesn't look like he has any actual paint apps on him that I can see. Nor does it look, I mean, you can take and you can move his head a little bit around, but that's really about all that you're going to be able to do with Needler. Let me grab Bombshell back, who I'm sure is quite sturdy. His legs feel a little bit loose to me straight out of the package, which is not great, but, you know, I can live with it, I suppose. I don't love loose joints on action figures. That's one of my pet peeves. This might be the first Transformer I've gotten in many, many years that has interchangeable hands. So, and these pop out in and out really easily into the pegs. Is this a good hand for holding the guns? Nope. Let me put in this one. We get not one, but two guns with Bombshell. I think I remember reading that one was an ion cannon. I don't remember what the other one is, but they do have a very insect-looking design to them. And I think they'll fit in nicely on him. Let me pop these into his hands. Hopefully I've picked the proper hands. I don't think that one's a proper hand. Let me try this one. Nope, this one's also not a proper hand, at least not for this gun. These pegs are, in fact, do I have any? He's got fists. He's got, I think these are his more open grasping hands. Can I get this gun into his hands? Bear with me here. His hands are kind of rubbery, so yeah, they're going to go in. It just is a little bit more difficult than I thought it was going to be. The colors on this, though, these look perfect. They look very much like the original European-only Action Master Bombshell that I never had as a kid, but that I was always interested in. I really like that they are doing those European Action Masters characters like Trax and Bombshell in this line, and I like that we're getting some of the characters that previously were only Action Masters and don't have official like transforming toys like Bonsaitron. Like, I know that there was the BotCon Bonsaitron that turned into a boat or some shit, but like, I didn't particularly love that. Let me see if I can get this into his hand a little bit better. I think this is my fault and not Super7's that I'm not putting this in just correct, so don't hold this against them that I'm fussing with this. I had it in there. All right, so he can be dual. All right, so here's one of his guns in his hand, and I think you saw the other gun in his hand, and I'm confident that it can be held in there very well, but I think I'm deforming his hand. It's a little bit rubbery, trying to force this in there and doing a bad job with it. So there it is. And let's put his backpack Needler onto him. The purple and gray and neon green definitely is a striking and very 90s color scheme in keeping with the Action Masters roots for this. And here we have Bombshell. He's probably the most used in the fiction of these Insecticons. And let's see here, his feet have a tiny range of motion on them like so, not a lot. He's got these hinged knees. He's got ball hinge hips here, so you can get some articulation out of him, but those arms really are not great, and the feet are also not going to articulate all that much. But if you want him to be standing around and holding his guns, he can definitely do that. So here we have Bombshell from the Super7 line. Is this a $55 action figure? I don't know, hard to say. Would I buy the other two Insecticons at this price? Definitely not. But Bombshell here is okay. I'm looking forward to opening Ghost of Starscream, Optimus Prime, and Bonsaitron, who I think are going to be more interesting and more fun figures. Overall, I think that this is a decent outing from Super7. Definitely not the best that I've seen. Default, he has these fists and more firm grasping hands as well, so he had 6 hands. I like the presentation. The box with the slipcover is really nice. The colors on this are perfect. I think all of the paint deco and stuff that's been painted on looks good as far as I can tell. The articulation, though, is not the best. So this gets a mild recommend from me if you are a fan of, Transformers, the Insecticons, Bombshell, or just weird things like these European exclusive Action Masters from 2+ decades ago. That is it, though, for this episode of Read Unboxes. So hopefully this has answered any questions you might have about this Bombshell figure. And if not, just leave a question or something in the comments, and I will try to answer it for you. Like I said, though, I think this is an okay, sturdy figure. Joints are a little bit loose. Articulation could use some improvement, but overall, I think he's fine. All right, so have a good day.